Big shout out. What you listening to right now is brought to us by BFC Music. Give it up for BFC Music. Give it up. Again, man, I say, man, I love the music, the intro as we start our videos or our live streams. So it's very important that I give shout out to those that are responsible for helping us out in our intros and our outros. But here we are. Here we are. Monday night mic'd up. Give it up. I still had the wrong one. There we are. Monday night mic'd up with your guy G, the number one Cowboy fan. Have to do me a favor right now. Do hit the like, share, and subscribe button for me, please. Now, before I forget this, I had a chance to run into a fellow. He's a fellow friend and fellow. We have a lot in common because we both are pawpaws to the same grandchild. Yeah, for sure. So I want to give, and it just found out we was at our grandson's birthday party on yesterday, and we had the opportunity to, talk as we always do, being pawpaws or whatever you want to call it. But yeah, so we had a chance to talk, and he told me, say, "Hey G, I want to let you know, man, I be watching the podcast." Like, what? It's like, no way, get out of here. Yeah, that's what I said. But at the same time, I appreciate his support and his commitment to support the Cowboy Huddle podcast. So I got to give a big shout out to my main guy, Alvin Boone. Give it up for Alvin Boone, everybody. I told him I was gonna give him a shout out once I got to doing the next recording. And so yeah, I told him I was gonna give him a shout out. Again, good guy, man, great guy. And the grandson of ours, he can't do no wrong, because if he do, he got two pawpaws to report to. You hear me? Give it up. That's what I said, two pawpaws. But not only that, but I'm letting you know now, Alvin Boone, you got to catch one of these training camps. Either you're going to go to Oxnard with me, or you're going to go over to Frisco. So I'm putting it out there, y'all. I'm putting Alvin Boone on blast right now. So we're going to see what he puts down in the comments. But again, appreciate it. I think his handle name that he uses, El Camino's 62, I believe. So again, give it up for Alvin Boone. My guy. Appreciate it, man. Appreciate all your support. So with that being said, y'all see the title. Let me turn this down just a little bit. I knew that was gonna happen. It never fails. Every time I'm doing a video, a live or something, my grandkids gonna come in here, or my phone is gonna ring. One or the two, one or the other. But anyway, let me get a drink. Don't worry about what's in this cup. Ain't number water. How about that? So listen, y'all see the title. Micah Parson being traded. Well, listen, y'all. I'm going to get on into this, man. And I threw that out there because the talk continues. The possibilities, the uncertainties, the what if, or could be. So there's a story that's been written out there. There's something that's been reported. This is by, who is this individual that reported? Nicholas Adrian Naveau. That's why I think you pronounce his last name. Nicholas Adrian Naveau reported this about 17 hours ago. And it's talking a lot about Micah Parson being traded. One topic is evaluating Micah Parson's future with the Dallas Cowboys. Another topic, is it time to let go of Parson? And the one that got my attention right here, this is the topic that got my attention, where it says the potential of a Micah Parson trade, is the risk worth it? Now, this is what he wrote. And like I said, it's conversation. I'm not holding nothing against this guy or anything, because we none of us know exactly what's going to take place with Micah Parson. We're still sitting here, he hasn't been signed. But the question could be, we have the draft coming up and he's not signed. Could this be another one of those Herschel Walker moves? Well, let's get into what he said, and I'm not going to be here on here long for tonight. So I just want to share this with you. So it says if the Cowboys decided to trade Micah Parson, the return could be substantial, based on recent trades involving star defensive players like Jalen Ramsey, Khalil Mack. Dallas could secure at least a first and second round pick, plus a future first round selection. Also, he says, if the 2025 first round pick lacks clear value, the haul could be even larger. This trade would allow Dallas to strengthen other positions of need, such as the offense or defensive line, and free up salary cap space to keep other key players. While losing Parsons would be a risky move, the value of additional pick could accelerate the team's rebuilding process in the long run. Give it up for Nicholas. Now, we have to weigh our options here, okay? We have to weigh our options as far as what is at hand. What is the risk? So, we know that we haven't signed Micah Parsons to no type of I got a bad habit. I always have to say Micah Parsons. I'm trying to get away from saying Micah Parsons. Like somebody saying my full name every time they call me, but I always say Micah Parsons. But Micah, so we know where we are. But we also know the history of Jerry Jones. Jerry Jones is one that loves to wait to do anything, and I have no idea why, but this is what he does. So the question has to be asked, is this what Jerry Jones is doing, waiting again like he did with Dak and CD, and then signing Micah to a long-term contract? Again, we already talking about a $200 million contract that he could be worth. And the question is, will Jerry sign Micah to this long-term contract? Now, as we come closer to the days of draft day, and knowing where we are with the Micah sitting out there, and here we are coming upon the draft day, to where is it possible that we can take Micah and use him as trade bait? That's what I said. That's all it is. And it's possible. It is possible. Now, again, Micah Parson is a Dan Quinn guy. Wouldn't that be funny? Michael Parson gets traded to Washington, the Commanders. Not saying that it would happen, but wouldn't that be this? If this were to take place, this would be something like the Luka and Adrian. What's his name? Anthony Davis trade. If we were to lose Micah, but now it's possible that Jerry could be thinking this way. Why would he? We don't know. But what I want to share with you guys is, and I'm going to put heads to rest on this because, and we're going to stop talking about this trade being traded, Micah being traded, the next Herschel Walker big trade, things like that. Let me share something with you guys that I don't know if y'all are aware of, and maybe Nicholas will probably hear this, but I'm going to take you back to 1991 when we made that major trade, and who was the general manager at that time, and who made the call of making the trade. Well, when we think back to that day, at that time, our head coach was Jimmy Johnson. Our general manager was Jimmy Johnson. And Jimmy Johnson put together a coaching staff of smart, dedicated, high IQ coaches. Okay? This is what Jimmy Johnson put together. Jimmy Johnson saw the way his team was being ran before they got to where they could be successful, to where he rallied his coaching staff together and they came up with this idea. So when we talk about the Luka trade, that's not the first time something like that has happened. We can go back to Herschel Walker. We didn't understand what that was about. What? We trading Herschel Walker? Are you serious? Herschel Walker was the guy back then. So I know we get butt sore about Luka and the trade and everything, but there was one before. So, and we was the same way about Jimmy. It's like Jimmy must have lost his mind. Fired Jimmy. We don't want Jimmy, but we didn't see what was happening. So same thing with Nico. Hopefully Nico can put something together. But boy, look at here. But again, this is something Jimmy Johnson put together. And basically, at the end of the day, Jimmy Johnson won. With the decision he made and what he told Jerry he was going to do, it worked for Jimmy Johnson. Now, here we are again. Now we're talking about Micah as trade bait to rebuild. Now let's talk about this team. Like I said, the oldest player on this team, I think, is Dak, and some other, I think they say the long snapper or somebody, but Dak and some other player on this team are the two oldest guys on this team. So it is a young team. And this could work in favor of the Cowboys of rebuilding and preparing for the long haul. But let me say this here. There's no long haul for Jerry Jones. I don't think Jerry Jones is thinking about the future versus what he's thinking about now. All of our clocks are ticking, but some of us are way ahead of the clock ticking and the ticking slowing down and things like that. But it's a great idea that you could do. Use these picks, bringing in several other first rounders, second rounders, and things like that. But the thing about this, now I'm going to put these heads to rest, because we're going to stop talking about this. And you heard it first right here on Monday Night Mic'd Up by your guy G, the #1 Cowboy fan, Hampton. Okay. Jerry has been searching for all the right answers since Jimmy walked away from the team. Albert Einstein says insanity is doing the same thing over and over again and expecting a different result. And that's what Jerry has been doing for the last 30 years. So now we're going to put this in Jerry's hand to where he's going to use Micah as trade bait to bring in all these picks. Now, one thing Jimmy did, when he went and got all these picks, he went and got picks that actually was able to come in and contribute right then and there. And we saw it. They didn't fail on the picks when they made the trade for all the picks that they got. They went out and got some dogs. They went out there and got players that was going to come in here and be coached. Now, going back to today's where we are today, now we have Brian Schottenheimer. We don't know much about Brian Schottenheimer. Is he that next Jimmy Johnson? That is he in that position, or is he that knowledgeable of how to go out and making this trade work? Because I'm gonna say this: if we are relying on Jerry or Steven to make this deal happen and be successful, it's not gonna happen. I'm gonna put the heads to rest about all this trade in Micah. Jerry cannot do what Jimmy Johnson had done in the past. He cannot. He's been searching, like I said, for the last 30 years of trying to put the same ingredients together that Jimmy Johnson did. It's not going to happen. Jerry would mess this up so bad if he were to trade away Micah. And sure enough, we'll get those first and second round picks and next year and everything. But you know what? Who will win? The team that gets Micah. Now, I understand Micah is not what's his name? LaFleur. What's his name? Matt Eberflus. I know that's not his guy, and maybe he said, "Well, I can get more picks. I'm willing to give up this trade to bring in the players I want or whatever." But again, this is a different era, and if we're going to rely on Jerry or Steven to pull this off, guys, y'all can kiss the season good night. You can kiss the future good night, because they will monk this up. Jerry and Steven will monk this up so badly that we thought the Luka trade was bad. But then we'll watch Micah go somewhere and just ball out, be a threat at defensive end, at linebacker. Go to a team that somebody know how to use Micah, okay? So I say that to say, stop it. Just pay the man. Pay the man his money. Extend his contract. Restructure his contract to where you can bring other players in it and into the organization, and let's play football. So let's quit thinking that the possibility of Jerry, Brian, Steven can pull this off. They can't. We've seen it. We saw last year what they did. Trash. And here we are now, still wondering what they're going to do. Again, like I said before, we need a skilled player in the early rounds. Sign Micah, extend his contract, restructure his contract, get you some veteran linemen in here where you can get those skilled players. And if you can, trade back, get you 2 second-round picks. You have a first round, 2 second-round picks. So you can get you a receiver in the first round. You can get you a quarterback in the second round. And you can get a defensive lineman. You can get a running back, however. But you got we tried the drafting at the offensive and defensive line. Mozzie just has not panned out. Maybe he'll do better with under Eberflus, I guess. That like I said, that remains to be seen. But this is the route we should go. Draft skilled players in the early round. Draft your quarterback in the second round. Just in case Dak does not make 17 games. So yeah, let's stop the hype of Micah Micah Parson being traded. Stop the cap. Stop. Sign the man. Do just as I had just mentioned to you guys, and let's play football. Bring in you some veteran linemen if you need to, but make this draft work for you. Get Micah signed, extend him, bring in veteran players. We ready to go. Don't make him harder than what it is. But anyway, that's my take. So I said I was gonna put heads to rest. That's what I've done. It's a done deal. Okay, so let's see if they're listening to G, the number one Cowboy fan Hamilton. With that said, like I always say, guys, I appreciate everybody for being a part of the Cowboy Huddle podcast. I thank you for your commitment and your support. But do me a favor, if you're not subscribed, a lot of these videos are watched from unsubscribed viewers. Now, if you're an unsubscribed viewer, please do me a favor right now. Just hit the subscribe button. We want to get the algorithm out there to where we can spread these videos to other Cowboy fans out there. So do me a favor, hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, and make sure you share and comment on this video. And let me know what y'all think. Should we trade him? Or should we just continue to work on getting him signed and going from there? But I definitely want to hear from you guys. Let me know what you think. But anyway, I'm going to get on out of here. I said enough, but that's just my piece on this Micah Parson trade. Take it how you want to. Like I said, I'm always unapologetic when it comes to my Dallas Cowboys. And like I always say, it's straight barbershop talk, and it's my opinion. And we all have an opinion. So I respect yours, and I just ask that you respect mine. But I'd like to hear your opinion down in the comments. All right, I got to go. Like I'll say all the time, continue to be safe, continue to be blessed. Deuces.